So we're doing a barrel tasting here. So this gives people an opportunity to taste a wine before it's been bottled. So in this case, this wine is a 2020 vintage wine. It's 2021 right now. This wine will be bottled up soon. But this gives people an opportunity to taste the wine before it's been barreled, or bottled. So people think of this as an educational opportunity, and it's fun too. It's fun to have someone dispense the wine using a barrel thief, so yeah, people like this experience. It adds a lot of fun for wine tourists who come to the area. So there you go.
How many different wines do we have here in the tasting room?
Oh my goodness. I would imagine that there's no less than a dozen wines in the tasting room. I'm not sure how many they have on the list for a festival weekend, but Opolo does its best to offer the consumers whatever they're coming for. And so there may be a half a dozen different Zins available, some Bordeaux varieties, a handful of white wines. So the consumer always has something. If they're wine people, they're going to find something here that they really like. The tasting room is open every day of the week. The non-festival opportunities, like you don't have a barrel tasting, and we don't usually offer like the lambs and all the things that we have during a festival weekend, but even on the patio, the food options are still fantastic with the pizza and the charcutier plates and all these sorts of things. So, and that's available every day as well for people who are wine people who want to come out and visit.
So welcome to the Opolo tasting room. Right now we're pouring about anywhere from 20 to 24 wines. Something that's tasting great right now is the 2019 Mountain Zinfandel. Just got a score back from Wine Enthusiast, 91 points. Another wine that's tasting great is our Cabernet that you can see out in distribution and be able to access us either through our website at Opolo or on your store shelf if you're local. If not, we can directly ship wine to you also. From the very beginning, 1999, Rick and Dave have been doing the Harvest Festival. Robert's been there since the very beginning. I came in about 11 years ago, and the festival just keeps growing and growing. So we went from a 12,000 square foot tent, and this year we're going to a 13,000 square foot tent. So every year it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and more Opolo fans. So at Opolo, we are producing wine, but we also have a distillery called Willow Creek Distillery where we're doing eau de vie, so Sljiva. We're also doing a whiskey, and we also do quite a bit of pear and plum brandy, which is phenomenal, and I recommend it. You can buy most of that directly through our tasting room, and we do actually have a Willow Creek Distillery club that you can have shipments sent to your house, depending on your state regulations.
Yeah, well, welcome to Willow Creek Distillery out here at Opolo Vineyards. We distill traditional Italian grappa. I've got brandies, some dessert liqueurs, as well as a whiskey on my list as well.
What's the favorite here?
Personal favorite, I'd say the Malton Oats Straight American Whiskey on my list down here has got to be the fan favorite, as well as we make a lovely chamomile liqueur that is definitely a crowd favorite on there as well. If you're interested in having a taste, I do tastings on in here as well. Yeah, absolutely.
My name is Kevin. I'm the head distiller. We actually started distilling in 2013. I came on board 2016. Kind of took over, the production of everything behind Rick's son, Paul. So we do a variety of brandies here as well as whiskey. It's a straight whiskey called Malton Oats. And then we do some liqueurs as well. So we do just about a little bit of everything. Working on some single malt. We're also working on some bourbon that we're finishing in brandy barrels, that kind of thing. So it's kind of branching out into all sorts of different categories. Yeah.
Can people buy this online?
They can buy it online. We only ship in California right now, right? So as far as direct to consumer goes, we're only shipping to California. They can buy it online. There might be some distribution channels in the near future that extend out to other states, but we'll just keep people in the loop on that. So they could buy it on either Opolo's website on opolo.com or willowcreekdistillery.com. So they can buy them those places as well. If they're local in San Luis Obispo County, they can get them at Albertsons, California Fresh, those kinds of chains. So
what kind of equipment you are using to make liquors here?
We have a few different pieces of equipment that are always kind of the mainstay. We have this pot still over here that we use for doing mashing if we want to make some whiskey. We also use this as our first distillation on every single thing that we do here. So everything that we make undergoes 2 distillations, right? Undergoes the distillation to become low wines first, and then after that point, we put it in the column still over here. It's a Holstein still from Germany, and we run it through that a batch at a time, and that's what gives us our finished product on the back end. This right here, this is still in process. This is what we call second hearts or tails, right? So this is the leftovers after all the distillation runs have gone through. Once you have your hearts, you cut it to tails and you collect all that separately. You could actually rerun that and squeeze more hearts out of it. When I say hearts, I'm talking about consumable like ethanol. You know what I mean? So it's alcohol that's consumable. It's alcohol that eventually will become the final product. When you're distilling, it undergoes 3 different stages in distillation. So you have your heads, which has stuff like acetone in it, right? Once that's all off, and then you cut to your hearts, then you're collecting ethanol. That's the consumable portion of it. And then there'll be a point in the run where it gets kind of slick, right? So those are fusel oils that are kind of built up in it. They have a lot of aroma and flavor still, but they don't taste very good in that form. So what you want to do is collect all that distillate separately and then redistill it. So that's what this is here. This is just finished product that's going to get put into storage, and that's a neutral brandy. So all these things are full of something. It depends year to year. It kind of varies a little bit. You know, it depends on where you can get fruit, how much the cost of the fruit is. If we're doing something like muscat, which is kind of a big thing that we do here, we do the muscat brandy for VS, VSOP. That we do about 120 tons of muscat grapes for that per year, right? On the other eau de vies that we have, like pear brandy, apricot, those are usually on the 20 to 30 ton scale. So those are a little bit more scaled down.
She'll come back.
Hi, welcome to the Opolo tasting room. We are thoroughly happy to have folks back inside the tasting room where we are sharing our wonderful wines and ensuring people are having a really fabulous time. When people come to Opolo, they're coming for Mountain Zinfandel. That is our signature wine. That is what put Opolo on the map. Big, bold, juicy, jammy Zinfandel. We have, I think one of the nice things about Paso Robles, but certainly Opolo, is we make a very wide range of wines. So there's something for everybody. We have a lovely assortment of whites as well as a full a lineup of reds. But most importantly, we're here to ensure people enjoy our wonderful wine and have a great time. So, this is our classic. This is Mountain Zinfandel. As I mentioned, big, bold, juicy, jammy Zinfandel. Pairs lovely with every kind of food or no food at all. You can enjoy it on the patio with anything. Now this is an example of our reserve collection. We do several wines that are designed to be a little bit more age-worthy. They're a little bit more lowercase production, reserved for our wine club members, and very complex, a little bit more sophisticated, but simply delicious. This is our Zin. We also, our winemakers are doing a phenomenal job with our Bordeaux style blends. This wine, this vintage leads with Cabernet Sauvignon, which is absolutely delicious. Again, this wine you can enjoy it now, and that is the other aspect of Opolo. Their intention, both Rick and Dave's intention when they started this winery, was to make wine that is approachable, both in cost and affordability. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg to purchase the wines, but also you don't have to cellar them for 5 or 10 years. You can enjoy them now. This is an example of one you can enjoy now, or you can cellar it for 5, 10, 15 years.
When people can come and taste the wine here, when is the tasting room open? What time?
We're open every day between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Okay. What is this kind?
So, So this is called a Melchior. This is a 2 cases of wine. So this is definitely a wine for a party, a big celebration. We also have large format double magnums that we will fill for.
This one? Wow. And this bigger one?
And this is a magnum. So 2 bottles of wine. This one, you know, you and a couple friends can enjoy that on a lovely Wednesday afternoon and make that Wednesday afternoon special.
Thank you.
In 1999, Rick and I decided to, we'd already been growing grapes, but we were selling them to other wineries up in Napa and around here. And in 1999, we decided that we made some decent wine and we should open a winery, and that's what we did. So we started with our 1999 vintage. It was right around the what they called Wine Festival here in May. It was right around that time in the year 2001 where we opened the tasting room.
Then you started festival in 2009.
Yes,
Okay. And how is going?
Yeah, we've been doing a harvest festival since before we even had the winery, just when we were growing grapes. It was a lot different. It started out just family and friends. And I think by 2001, we started inviting guests. So, yeah.
So now you grow up that you are sold out before even you started.
I wish we were sold out all the time.
But did this COVID situation ruin a little bit your business, or you are still okay?
Oh no, we're still good. We're very good. Yeah, people are haven't given up drinking, so so we're staying busy.
Are you selling mostly online, or you are going to the stores?
We actually sell more wine walk-in and wine club combined.
And that's the best way to buy it.
That is, yeah, because that's how you try the wine and see what you like. Right, you know, if you go into a supermarket, you're buying a bottle, you don't know what you're getting, you know, unless you've been here first and tried it.
What's your favorite wine?
This week it's Rhapsody, which is our Bordeaux blend.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but most people like the Mountain Zin. I like Mountain Zin too, and I'm always good for going with that.